Welcome to WandaVision Rewind Live. I'm Candace from the Geeky Waffle, and with me are...
I'm Arzu from the Geeky Waffle and RZD2.com.
I'm Maggie from Twitter and Your Money Geek.
Hi, I'm Norhal from Twitter.
Hi, I'm Katrina, also known as O Katrina, co-host of Ito Banta Tambien and the Pedro Pascal podcast that we have yet to name.
Beautiful. Hi, I'm Tori Fox. I'm from Twitter as well, and I'm also from, I guess, my house. And then, I have a shop too, Creature Cartel, I guess that's a thing I can say.
A fantastic shop.
Sorry, that was the worst intro ever. Thank you so much, Maggie.
There's been worse. There will be worse. But yes, this is WandaVision Rewind. And we're talking about episode 4. We interrupt this program, and wow, this was an episode. Overall, feelings, thoughts, emotions.
Yes.
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 I don't like seeing Vision dead.
Okay, yeah, let's start at the beginning. Oh my god. They smack you right in the morning.
I'm bleeping.
Not ready. It was not ready.
No. And
No.
did you guys see the particles? And you're like, oh no, they're doing it.
The feelings, yeah.
For half a second, I didn't realize it was unblip. I thought she had the ability to dematerialize. I was like, whoa! And then I realized what was happening.
Oh no, everyone's doing
It was a
it.
different emotion, and then I got all sad.
I know.
Yes. I cry very easily, and the second that she read into that doctor who started explaining what happened to Maria, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna start crying right here in the episode, and it's only been 2 minutes. So
Yeah,
I know.
just watching Captain Marvel again and seeing the relationship Maria has with her daughter Monica, and just seeing how close they are, and then you find out that that Monica disappeared, and then during that 5-year time, Maria died. Never knowing her daughter was going to come back, even though she believed in her heart.
Bad and the thing is that it seems that she was waiting for her mom to be discharged. So
Yeah.
she just
she was
disappeared.
really hopeful. She was so hopeful. The surgery went well. We all know that feeling where it's going to get better. And then for her, it was a minute later. She finds out.
Yeah, she thought she was asleep for 20 minutes, a 20-minute nap.
Yeah, and to be gone for that long and not even recognize,
I think it's so cool to see finally how people are who were blipped are reacting to being blipped, because we got a little bit of that in the last Spider-Man movie, but we didn't
It was just
really
a basketball game.
It was like that.
So it was nice to see someone, not nice, but it was interesting to see someone experiencing it.
Mhm.
So
And the consequences of it too.
Yes.
So much. We saw in Spider-Man, some kids already are in college in Peter's school, and then some of them are younger brothers are now older brothers. But we didn't see the really sad consequences of it.
I forgot which one of you
the
we were
people
talking about.
experimenting that.
Mhm. I forgot which one of you brought this one up, but it was I feel really bad for the people who were in airplanes.
it was me. This has me thinking about. I feel like we didn't get, and maybe it was so long ago. I don't fully remember the visuals of what we did get of the people being unblipped or whatever. But thinking about it, I'm like, I wonder how many accidental deaths were caused by people unblipping, because maybe you blipped while you were crossing the street, maybe you blipped while you were in an airplane. Nothing's there to catch you if you just appear in the sky. This is wild.
I think
I know.
I think Hulk takes care of that. He's everyone's safe, everyone back. That.
But were they? Do we know?
How did you
Now
know?
I need to watch again in the game.
You need to know the technicalities of the language.
I just want to know, if you're standing where somebody blipped and then they come back in that spot,
You become one.
do you what happens? What is the
We saw
science?
that where,
And even the hospital, can you imagine the privacy issue of or you're in an apartment and you rented this within the past 2 years, and somebody that blipped that was taking a shower or something in that same apartment, that's so weird.
that's what happens in Spider-Man.
What about
Second
if
Far
somebody
From
was in
Home.
surgery?
Yeah.
If somebody was in surgery, cut open and then they
I was
come
thinking about
back.
surgery too. Yeah,
Oh my
that's
god.
crazy because then you have to like
Oh my gosh.
I didn't even think of that.
real quick.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Spider-Man,
many things we didn't
Aunt-
even think about.
and
May.
May and Peter, their apartment got rented out, and I think they're just living with them for a little bit.
That's
Or
right.
something
I
like that.
don't remember
Like-
too much. I don't know why, but
Yeah, because it's not streaming on Disney Plus, so it's not like easy access.
that's probably why. That's a good
Because
point.
Sony and Marvel.
Mhm.
But yeah, so Monica, well, she goes right back into the game. She is part of SWORD, and we find out that SWORD was founded by her mother, which makes sense after all the adventures she went on Captain Marvel. And Monica is a captain.
Yes.
I was like her auntie.
I was thinking about what was implied when she was talking about, like, you know, when she says, "Oh, the drones usually follow me," like, and then I was like, okay, maybe she's just a pilot. Maybe we haven't already, like, you know, rolled into her training to be Captain Marvel yet. But it's definitely like heavily implied in her language that like that's what eventually we're gonna see her be.
Okay, so something interesting that is said when Monica is talking to the new acting director, because her mother was director before, Tyler Hayward, which sounds like a sus name. I'm just saying that off the bat. He says
he's very
sentient
sus.
weapons, like it says on the door. And Monica says it also says observation and response on that door, not creation. So they're creating
Yeah.
weapons in SWORD.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sus.
somebody pointed out on Twitter that there is a Hydra agent by the name of Brian Hayward, and so there's now this like fan theory, I guess, about maybe he's the brother of the Hydra guy, and maybe Hydra is connected because he was kind of sus. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he seemed a little weird when we get later into
too
the episode.
friendly.
A little too friendly and a little
Yeah.
too frustrated.
Yeah.
He's
He
definitely
was
sus.
increasingly more tense as things went on, and like not in the natural tense way where it's like, oh, weird stuff is happening, but
He seemed kind of
Yes.
annoyed that Darcy was figuring things out, but maybe that was just the way he was playing it. We're reading too much into it, but
Maybe he's playing it like that to
It's
make
just a rude boss. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe he's like a fanboy who doesn't like a girl finding out what's going on.
Norhal,
Exactly.
you sound like you speak from experience.
Like, I've never heard that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Like,
man. Imagine finding out you're wrong.
so not only do we get Monica, we also get Jimmy Woo back.
Woo!
So
Love
happy.
him
Oh my
so
gosh.
Loving him.
And the
And-
card.
Yes.
I love that.
magic.
His card trick, it made me so happy.
So pure.
It's so many good
So happy
callbacks,
for
like
him.
in Ant-Man and the
Aw.
Wasp. He's trying to learn card
Ant-Man and
tricks,
the Wasp.
and he can do them now. Go Jimmy!
Yay!
It's
He's
a very
just so
useful
cute.
skill.
Yeah.
Just so cute.
I
I'm just
love
a big-
Randall so much.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Randall Park, and so to see Jimmy Woo back and being so like in the action in this phase, I think is going to be. It's really excited. I'm very glad that he is. He's Coulsoning it in a way.
So
Yeah.
it's so exciting. And like between him and Darcy, like these are these like smaller characters that I just really want to see so much more of. And to just it seems like all the little kind of side characters are all getting their time.
Mhm.
I love it.
Okay, so Monica is sent to help Mr. Jimmy Woo out at Westview, and we find out that the people who live around Westview don't remember it. Like, it's literally behind them, but they're like, that doesn't exist.
Mhm.
The big old sign right there.
Monica's face when she does it.
Yeah, it's like what?
I'm probably thinking, I do not get paid enough for this.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
she sends one of her drones in, and
Which
we
we've
find
seen
out.
before.
Yeah, and this scene.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, so. And she gets herself pulled into this kind of force field, which is
Mhm.
interesting.
TV screen kind of like
And then we have, again, the return of another fan favorite, also the fandom bicycle for the Marvel Universe fanfiction. Dr.
She's
Darcy
just
Lewis.
so shippable.
Good for her. You know,
I'm
good
so
for
proud
her.
of her.
Dr. Lewis, yes.
Dr. Lewis. Girl got her PhD in astrophysics. She was a political science major in Thor. Jane must be so proud of her little former
I
intern.
know.
Do you think Jane was on her like PhD presentation committee,
Oh yeah.
like her panel?
Oh, yeah.
Like
Aww.
I love that.
So they get a bunch of different people with a bunch of specialties because, like, as Darcy figures out, they have no idea what's going on here. And something interesting that Darcy says is there's a colossal amount of CMBR, and we find out that's from like the Big Bang. It's a relic radiation. And one of the guys from Sword says, our people say it's not dangerous. And she says, not yet. So that feels like a big hint to the future that maybe if this gets bigger, it might like hurt the entire world.
Bigger than the hexagon.
Oh, speaking of the hexagon.
Yes, the hexagon.
The hexagon.
The hexagons, which we talked about in the last episode, because not only the hexagons here, but there's hexagons in their little theme song.
Yep. At the end of
the first episode, it closes out on the hexagon.
Yes, right there.
Yes.
And even in part of the board, it says
Why?
hexagon.
Yeah.
Hexagonal. Yes.
This confused me because don't they know that the perimeter is a hexagon? Because that's their screen.
They do, but they
Yeah.
want to know why is it a
Why
hexagon?
is it in a
Yeah,
hexagon?
why is everything a hexagon?
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
They're just like us, trying to figure it out.
I love this part. It felt really meta watching them try to figure this stuff out because I've been doing entertainment journalism since phase 1.5 of the MCU basically, and this is the stuff we do as fans. Like every time there's a hint, it's like, what's with the hexagons? Are Skrulls involved in this? Why is Vision alive? Is Vision alive? Like these are all questions we've been asking ourselves, and it's just like so wild to see like these are all the questions we've been asking for the past 3 episodes being asked right now.
Yes.
In this like
So
universe. So
Like this question. So you're saying
Yes.
that the universe created sitcoms starring 2 Avengers? If the universe is Disney, which I believe it is, yes.
It is.
yeah,
They own most of it.
that was us after D23 when it got presented. It's like
They literally
All
they
of
just
us,
took
yes.
they went on Twitter and were like, what should be on the board?
They went to Archive
Yeah,
of Our Own and saw how like people love Darcy and went to Tumblr too and was like, why is she so popular?
I'm so excited to see. Okay, first off, as a Star Wars fan, I'm really like into standing like trios. So seeing Monica and Jimmy and Darcy, like they're not fully a team yet, but this is my trio now. So I'm really excited to see them.
And it's
branch
fantastic because
Yeah,
and
they're
it's
these side
fantastic
characters.
because all of them come from different, like Darcy from Thor and Wu from Ant-Man and Monica from Captain Marvel. So all of them are on different areas.
let's talk about another board we see.
Oh yes,
Yes.
Board, yes.
So they
Yes.
seem to be able to identify most people,
Mm-hmm.
but they cannot identify someone over here to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Agnes.
I think it's funny that Dottie never even makes it on the board.
Yeah.
It's
That's
very
something.
suspicious.
She's suspicious.
I know. It's nice suit. Yes.
I did do some research today, and I did find that the name Dottie means, oh my God, I should have written this down. I had it on my notes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
exited.
Something about God, right?
God, yeah, it was gift from God, which last week we were talking about the commercial and making you feel like a goddess. And so it's suspicious.
Things are.
What a twist!
What a
That's
twist.
from now
Plot
on.
twist.
What a twist!
Oh yeah, the boys. I'm really over the next couple episodes, I'm really excited to see how Wanda and Vision's new family unfolds and how rapidly it happens because like she was pregnant for like an hour. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would not I would be surprised if we like ended the series and these kids were like 13, 14 years old. So
Maybe ready for the Young Avengers?
Please.
Yeah. Weekend and Speed. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, tying that back to the note about scrolls being involved, like that's a really good sign toward like more scroll involvement and eventually Teddy. And of course, we've got Billy and Tommy here. We've got Kate showing up in Hawkeye. So for me, a lot of this show is like, oh, I'm so excited for the Young Avengers. Like,
Also, I'm really curious about like what is Fury doing at the end of Far From Home? He is up in space, and I thought he was doing sword stuff.
Maybe he is.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, because they keep they were talking about Monica going up and like terrestrial missions only.
Yeah.
So it's not that he's uninvolved. He's just maybe based up there instead of on Earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. True.
Mhm.
Very cool. Very cool.
Right. Oh yeah, and he got blipped.
He did get
Yeah.
blipped.
He got blipped. Okay.
Yeah, Nick Fury.
Again, Darcy asking all the questions that we have been asking. Why does it keep
Darcy's
changing
all
time
of us.
periods?
Yes.
It can't be purely for my enjoyment.
Also, can I just say she's eating baked Lays, which is like my favorite.
It's such a big product placement. It's like,
Oh my god.
She's incredible.
I was so happy. I was like, I miss baked Lays.
okay, so we get to the point in the 70s. They're born, and the twins are born, and Darcy gets emotional with the babies. What?
Yeah, it's all of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
Avery.
Just us now. Very.
I
just
love
being
right
very
right
kind.
before that moment when when Darcy asked Wu like, oh, well, you want some? Oh yeah, I want a little Wu, but she was offering chips. Like that was
was
a
so
fun
wholesome.
moment.
So cute. Love it.
Aw,
It's a little FBI badge.
Yeah, a little baby FBI badge.
yeah.
So, what happens again in the episodes before is scenes are skipped.
Mm-hmm.
Like the rewind, Darcy and the others don't see.
Mm-hmm.
Just cool.
Because we find out that it was Sword who was sending in the beekeeper. And interesting, he doesn't get bees until he goes into the other
The
world.
cross.
And the
Yeah.
jump rope. I love the jump rope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tiny jump rope.
I think it's interesting because like you can even see his face in that shot when he turns around finally, and he looks like completely lost and confused. So I think whatever happened to Monica also happened to this person, but who knows where he is now?
No, especially
Yeah.
after she rewound it.
Yeah. So who knows? Yeah, I don't know where she put him. Like, is he going to be a character now in the 80s that
Or
shows up?
gone.
He'll be like an exterminator or something who like comes by the house.
Or he's like, do you
Love
guys
it.
want some honey? Honey.
And this just occurred to me. I mean, what shape were honeycombs? Are those hexagons?
Mm-hmm.
They are.
Mm.
Yes.
That just occurred to me. Sorry.
Also, it also just occurred to me, yeah, this hand is Darcy's hand from the very
Yeah.
first episode.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
That's our
Yeah.
girl. That's
Yeah.
our girl.
She was there all along and we
I
didn't
know. We just didn't. Yeah, she was
I love
inside our hearts the entire time. Let's see here. So yeah, and we find out like it was Jimmy who was talking to Wanda on the radio, saying, "Who's doing this to you?"
Mhm. Yeah, I was excited for that confirmation because that's what I thought. The moment I was reminded on like the live stream day on launch day that Randall Park was in this I was like, oh, okay, that's Jimmy Woo. Like he's in this. This is gonna be great.
And it is great.
Oh yeah. And I loved when Darcy said that I don't know, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
All-
like
all the
upfront about
questions,
not
yeah.
knowing. Okay, and we talked about this in the last episode, is that there were some scenes that were in the promos that weren't in the last episode, but they're in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yes.
we see after, oh, oops, sorry, I just clicked something. We see after Wanda gives his face. This is get the hell out of Dodge
Oh.
So
That is
scary.
scary. That is
Oh,
scary.
yeah.
That tilt.
Scary woman.
Yeah, even though I knew what was about to happen to Monica and that she'd be okay, I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, Monica's gonna die. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
She
is
was
not
scary at
okay
that
to
moment.
be. Mhm.
Yeah, that's Scarlet Witch right there. And yeah, she gets yeeted out. We see Monica
Whoa.
literally crashing through walls, fences, all the way across town to get out of the radius.
Mhm.
I like that she pushes her hard enough to shatter like concrete, but somehow cushion her enough that she's okay when she lands.
Right?
That's very
It's
interesting.
weirdly considerate, but I like that.
It was interesting because like I feel that's exactly in a way what she did because the magic itself was like wrapped around Monica.
Yeah, so it was like a
Right.
shield
So
almost.
exactly. It's just like
Yeah.
just get out of here, and that
Yeah.
was her direct intention. Like she didn't,
She doesn't
even
wanna
though.
kill her. Like she
Yeah.
just wants her out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And we-
doesn't want her
Yeah,
to-
like get out of
Also
here.
know-
I'm not gonna harm you.
And we also kind of know that the walls might not really be there since we saw the house transform from the 50s to the 70s, and it was like her red magic like transforming it, so maybe the walls aren't even completely solid.
I was interested I didn't look back at this, but now I really want to. I want to see if Monica crashes through any set pieces, like actual
didn't
in-world set
see.
pieces. Because I remember specifically last episode when Agnes and
Ralph.
Ralph were
Herb.
talking. And Herb were talking to Vision in the background. They had a painted background. Like it was a solid painted background. So I want to see if
Yes.
maybe you see like Monica crash through one of those.
Oh yeah.
That was something I thought was hilarious when Darcy was talking about the drone getting transformed, and I think it was Jimmy, and he was like, production design? like it didn't match the production design.
Yep.
And like
Yeah.
Darcy calls them characters, and Jimmy's like, they're people.
Exactly.
Well, they were even when they were matching IDs up, they were like cast as.
Yeah, I thought that was really,
Yes,
really,
yes.
like cute.
Yeah. That
yeah.
makes me wonder. Sorry, that makes
No,
me
go ahead.
wonder about all of the people in the credits that are in one. Because there's, especially in the first episode, you notice this. There's a set of credits that
Mhm.
runs for what Wanda's doing with completely different people, and there's a set of credits with for the production itself. So I'm interested in seeing whether those are more captive people that, like, I guess are being made to produce a TV show.
Yeah, that's interesting. Also, that coming from Tracy is that when she gets Monica out of the area, the radius, she seems confused, like, oh, what happened? And then she starts putting all back together.
Yes.
It's like she believes her own reality.
Yeah, and like her whole that like just like flip from, oh, Geraldine had to go home, and then, oh, what are we gonna watch tonight? Like, honey, like, oh man, and Vision's face, he's kind of like,
I think like this is the thing when Monica says it's Wanda, it's my suspicion that it's not Wanda. It's that yes, Wanda is producing a trauma response, but somebody's using it.
yeah, something else
Yeah.
is happening to her to cause this.
It's
not
her-
her. I
It's
agree.
her power.
Enable.
her.
It's
Yeah.
the devil.
It's only episode 4.
Kinda enabling
It's
her.
only episode 4. They wouldn't be like,
No.
oh, here's the whole thing.
Yeah, that
We
can't
have
be it.
4
There's more.
episodes.
It's a red herring.
Yeah.
Oh, or a crane, a red crane.
Okay, wait, guys, we have to
Yeah.
talk about this. I know you guys don't want to. And
No,
I'm going to show the
no.
recap.
No,
No.
not the thing.
No.
No.
Oh my god! I saw that episode. The 3 times I saw it,
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
like,
I
oh my
can't
God.
see anymore.
The
I don't know
sound
how
that
to
I
read
made.
It's
Yeah.
gone, guys. It's gone.
Okay.
it's
Is it
gone.
coming back?
How
Oh,
dare
it's oh, good.
gosh.
no. Oh, you are cruel.
I have the control.
Oh.
Even though Maggie does too. And she's not taking the power.
Oh my god.
It's
Maggie
fine,
never put us
everybody.
through
It's fine.
For like,
Yeah.
for like a second.
It was terrifying. Yes. Like, oh my god.
Well,
It
yes,
was
it's
really
terrifying,
scary.
Wanda is reminded he's dead. Or like,
Here's
What does
something
it
to
mean?
wash our
It
souls.
could be that like her reality.
Maggie found control.
Much better, Maggie.
Yes.
It could just
Thank
be
you,
like
Maggie.
she's got this facade that is so firmly built up that with Monica kind of questioning it, when Vision walks in, she hasn't put all the guards back up. So all she sees is like the last time she saw him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it takes a
And
minute for her to like click her
There's a
1970s
moment.
sitcom filter back into place.
there's a moment also.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
when he's like, wait a minute.
Okay, so I have
Yes.
the quote. Vision says, "We don't have to stay here. We can go anywhere. We can go wherever we want." And Wanda says, "No, we can't." And then she says,
Yeah.
"This is our
You
home."
can't.
Because he can't be anywhere else.
I have so many theories
Check
about
out
the fact that
anytime you like.
yeah, I have like so many theories about the potential of him having some awareness because we've seen it like twice now where he seemed to come out of it a little bit. And of course, she's like rewound on those moments. And so it makes me wonder if because they're both connected to the Infinity Stone through like her powers and then what, kept him alive, if there's some potential that there like is a greater consciousness that he's still like present within like her powers, and that's how she's like manifesting it because they're connected.
I mean,
Yeah.
he has scenes outside of Wanda. He
Yeah.
has scenes when he's talking
Yeah.
to Agnes and Herb, and he notices something's off.
He's not just like this character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something more to him.
Yeah, that makes me worry about the
Yeah,
implications
so
of what is going to happen between the two of them.
I don't like thinking about it.
Yeah, and
Okay. Oh, sorry.
and that's my theory. That I was thinking maybe there's some consciousness from Vision that was left around because he was Jarvis, and maybe Tony Stark had it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be
Backup
one
file.
possibility.
Yeah. And my thing is I guess, I mean, like Maggie said, there's so many different theories. Like, which direction do we go? Like, I don't know. But like looking at everybody else, most people are missing persons, right? And then you have her. And then there's some people that we don't know about. But then Vision, we know for sure anyway, is dead, right? So like, is he just he's entirely made up in her mind, and maybe like his questioning is like some part of her subconscious, like you said, maybe there's a connection with them, maybe it's her questioning herself in a way. Like what? It's too much.
I just worry about like, oh my God, the angstiest thing came in my head. I'm going to make you all suffer through it.
No.
So I'm remembering the first time we saw Wanda in that after credit scene where she was alone. She was clearly not like fully cognitive or there. She was floating up that, her powers and stuff. And I just think of this image of her and the husk of Vision alone in a chamber being kept there by someone. Or some remnant of Vision in some way, maybe not a husk, maybe the shard of the stone or something, like I just feel like, everyone thinks it's Wanda, but I feel like she's trapped. Like,
Pain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, someone might be enabling her because there's been some connections with AIM, with the bad guys from Iron Man 3 that supposedly were disbanded because they killed the main guy. But what if there's somebody else? It's like the guys on Far From Home that used to be with S.H.I.E.L.D.
What if it's Ralph?
Oh, there you go, the witness.
Oh God!
I'm still nothing on Ralph. I feel
like
he's be okay.
I still feel like he's the
I need
devil.
answers.
What if
I
it's
feel like
Agnes? What if that's
Jimmy-
why they don't have? I mean, I know Agnes is like a whole other thing, but what if
They're
she's
going to cast
also
the
witness?
beekeeper as Ralph.
Oh.
That's my shot in the dark. He'll show up. He'll be Ralph now.
Yeah, like if Jimmy knows who the witness is.
Yeah,
so,
he's really sad.
Yeah. So
Yes.
why wouldn't maybe he wouldn't put like her info on there as Agnes because she is a witness.
That's a good
And
point,
there's a lot of
actually.
people. in
Oh,
that
that's a
area.
good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Maybe she testified on the devil.
Come back to the
Like, she
devil.
doesn't have to be like, the
Yeah.
witch and the witness are not mutually exclusive.
And again, Dottie. Like
Yeah, no Dottie on there.
no Dottie whatsoever.
No
so
Dottie yet.
Which
success.
Okay, so what Wanda says is, "Oh, don't worry, darling. I have everything under control." So we all like believe that she thinks she's in control, right?
Mhm.
Like,
yeah.
I'm on the fence, but
Yeah.
Okay, something
I think
interesting
somebody is. Yeah.
I think there's somebody else, like involved.
Yeah, definitely.
can we talk spoilers about a promo?
Yes.
Do we have a spoiler banner?
Yes.
No. Wait, 1 second.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
1 second.
Say someone yell the word spoiler every 10 seconds.
There, I did it.
that.
I did it. I did it.
Nice.
So one of the promos is it says Agnes and they're doing a scene, they're living life. And she says, "Oh, should we take it from the top?" or something like that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that means that she is aware of what's going on.
Yeah, and there's that scene from the trailers where she's dressed up like the witch. It's Halloween, and she looks at Vision,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh, wait, you're dead." And then she's like, "Ha ha ha!" Like
Huh.
it's a joke.
No, because you are.
And I'm just like, "What do you know?"
Oh, okay. Something
Is that
interesting
next week?
Hopefully.
Yeah,
We don't-
hopefully like it, maybe.
I want the 80s. I want the 80s now.
Me too.
Isn't the Halloween episode the
I want the
90s?
I remember like when Tori and I found out that we were going to be on the show together, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm going to plan an 80s outfit."
And
No 80s.
And I was like, well, I have a 70s-esque one that I'm going to wear just because, like, I didn't do anything with it last week. And I was like, well, this worked out perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, something interesting that happens after, like you said, like, okay, Wanda gives birth, and then, like, 20 minutes later, she's like, let's watch some TV, like, together on the couch. And Vision is back in, like, line, let's say, for lack of a better word. And the aspect ratio changes again. So
Yes.
Wanda is back in control, in quotes.
Mm-hmm.
I love the aspect ratio changing.
It's so brilliant. It's so
so
seamless.
cool.
Ugh.
Those
Yeah,
babies are,
and-
like, a year
And
old.
amazing that
I
she
know.
just gave birth like 10 minutes ago, and she was like, "Yeah, let's watch TV." That would be fantastic, you know.
If
Those
this
are
was my
some
fictional
things.
reality, I too would bounce back from childbirth that quickly.
And the
Mhm.
babies wouldn't need anything done.
The
They
babies
wouldn't need
wouldn't
to go to the
get
hospital.
done. They would come out clean. It would take 5 minutes total to have 2 of them, and I'm back up on my feet in 10. Like it
And I
not
mean, that's
like
what
it didn't
happened.
You just make a few
The
faces.
preferred experience.
If you create your
And then-
your ideal reality
Yes.
and you want kids, this is what you do.
That
Babies
baby
are
did not
born
come
with-
out of her.
I mean, look, the babies are born clean with a towel wrapped around them. They've already got little bonnets on.
It's perfect. It's ideal.
No mess.
No mess.
No
Yeah, right.
fuss, no
Yeah.
mess.
Zero mess. Makeup
That's
still
how
on.
babies.
Beautiful.
Real easy.
She's got her figure back already. After
She's just
20.
gonna generate like 5 babysitters and assistants for herself. Just take care of them.
Exactly.
And this reminds me, okay, so he has a remote in this scene. And then you don't see it here, but he has a remote in his hand with his arm around her again.
Yeah, he normally, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So wait, we're watching TV while they're watching TV, watching people watching TV.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
so
Wait,
bad.
are
Yes.
they watching us? Because they turned
I
to
was
the
just
TV.
going to say that, yeah.
This is some Black Mirror nonsense.
They're
I
watching.
feel like that
the
would
world.
make Vision
Does
a
that
lot
mean
I
that
know.
Paul Bettany is hearing the things
Yeah.
you say about him?
yeah, Arzu, he knows the dirty things you have said.
No, it's not the worst one here.
Vision, if
Hey!
you're watching,
Hey!
get out of there.
If you're watching,
Maggie,
have a
she just
major
called you
crush
out.
on you.
I did not name names, but like I'm not the worst one here.
Like talking
I'm
about
definitely-
all our dirty Paul
I
Bettany.
don't know what you're talking about.
I'm an innocent angel.
I've
I've
never
never
done
done
anything
anything
wrong.
horny in my life.
Maggie, I've seen what you've written.
Never done anything wrong.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Okay, so
that took a turn.
that took a big turn. That took a big turn.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
that was
so
my fault.
Something, yeah, you were just throwing out like accusations.
Throwing
J'accuse.
people under the bus.
What
My
is this?
fault.
The Salem witch trials?
which is June 2nd, which is Ralph and Agnes's anniversary.
Cycling it back.
Yes.
Yeah. Ralph is Mephisto.
That is our theory.
That's what I'm looking for here.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Is Jimmy calls Sword. It's 3 weeks after the blip back. So
Yes.
Wanda, because she was blipped too, she had just killed her lover, and then Thanos brought him back, rewound him, and watched him kill Vision again. Natasha, who she seems pretty close to, is dead.
Yeah.
Steve, who is like a big brother to her, yeeted
Gone.
himself back to the past. Didn't even say goodbye.
Gone.
Peace out. Hawkeye like put his arm around her for a hot second, but I'm guess went back to his family.
Hawkeye was like, not my problem.
I'm out.
Me and my bad hairstyles have places to go.
I
Not
hope his
there.
wife divorces him.
Like she literally has no one. Like in the funeral scene for Tony, we see her standing next to Bucky and Sam, and it's like,
Who?
Who's this guy?
and she's just like standing like next to them, like
Yeah, because
I don't know
Bucky all that time was in Wakanda. Yeah.
yeah. So she doesn't know
You never
Bucky.
met
I guess she knows. She must know Sam because Sam was also in the run
Yeah.
with them. And Sam is a grief counselor, so damn it, Sam! It's Sam's fault.
Here's the like
So
he needs
busy, to his credit.
Maybe
Yeah.
Sam was like,
Dealing with some
hold on
stuff.
to those
Yeah.
memories, and she was like, I will.
Dealing with some stuff.
But I just love the idea that like Hawkeye at the end is like, Natasha knows we did it, and he's like, peace, bye.
Don't get me started on Hawkeye again.
Hawkeye and that flipping haircut. I think that turned her evil. The haircut.
It would turn
Nothing
me evil.
turned any of us evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely would have.
That's her villain origin story.
So like, this is like just thinking about everything she went through. I don't blame the girl. I
No.
don't blame the girl
No.
for
Nope.
if you have these powers. Is this just like WandaVision, like the stages of grief for Wanda? Is this how she's processing it?
Grief.
And it's not well.
Yeah.
See, because from the start, I have believed that the show title WandaVision is not a ship name. It is Wanda's vision. Like, we are seeing through her, this is the eyes of her trauma response to everything that has happened. And again, someone is manipulating that because it is not Wanda's fault. And whatever's going wrong is simply because, like, to her, she could. Now, I don't want to say, like, to her, she could have just, like, lived safely with her town of 3,000 kidnapped people. But, like, you know, somebody is definitely in there doing something worse to those people.
And keeping them inside.
Yes, and also one of the questions on the whiteboard that it's why a sitcom, because it's a sitcom. What we have said in previous is that it's a happy thing. It's obviously they have these typical issues, but nothing like really bad happens.
Yeah.
Results
And I
in
like-
20 minutes.
I like the theory that I think Candace had in our very first episode about maybe Wanda grew up watching these because, you know, a lot of people grow up watching these sitcoms on reruns on like TV
Yeah.
Land, and they're like a very safe memory from childhood because nothing bad happens.
Also,
And-
she's from a small country in Europe, and they don't have their own film industry or TV industry, so they would get like for cheap
Syndication.
these
Right.
cheap,
Reruns, yeah.
syndicate. So she would get like I Love Lucy, Bewitched, The Dick Van Dyke Show, and she probably has like some good memories, especially since that town was poor and she was poor. Like watching TV with her family was probably like a very happy memory.
Yeah.
So that's why she's like at the
Happy
end. She's
place,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, what are we gonna watch today?"
Yeah, and existing through
Yeah.
this like idealized lens is the only way that she can have that life with Vision, right?
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least from what we know. Please be alive. I just want him to be alive. I know
I
it's
need
not
him to
likely,
be
but please be
alive.
alive.
I want him to be alive, but also,
Oh,
I know
Guys, he doesn't look alive.
Yeah,
I'm just-
but and it makes sense. The
oops,
Darcy's
sorry.
question about why
I need
all
to go. I
the
need to go.
Oh,
Oh, Maggie took control again. I gave her
Oh,
too much
yeah.
power.
Thank you.
Thank you, Megan.
Even my
Thank you.
mom has never seen like the big matchup Avengers movies. So she didn't know how Vision died and she was like horrified. She was like, it was a terrible thing to see first thing in the morning.
No context.
Oh no.
I know. What's so scary?
Yeah.
So do you think that Sword will try to send more people in
Mhm.
now that they know Monica, like, she's fine?
I think they might send Monica in. I don't know if they're going to send more people in because, again, what the heck happened to that beekeeper?
Yeah.
Like, is he
true.
okay? What's
Is he
going
safe?
on?
Is he hydrated? Is he
Right? So I don't know.
think
Like
he's absorbed.
they might send Monica back in, but and like again, like he clearly just like Monica, he looked really lost. He forgot why he was in there. And so yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Or
that's why I
maybe,
kind of-
when the guy for. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just saying that's why, like, I'm hoping and thinking that we'll return back to like the TV format next episode, right? Because I feel like there has to be, because I feel like just something has to happen.
I mean,
and
you
I
have
do think
to.
the B guy could show up.
Ignore
yeah.
the
Oh my
baby
gosh.
Yoda. Ignore the baby Yoda.
Gross. Oh.
Ignore the baby Yoda because that was from his audition. But we know that they're gonna have like some wacky sitcom related things of having two magic babies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I am so. That just made me think about how, like, back in the 90s, is like with Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, like they'd cast one person as the twins. So it'd be Baby Yoda as both of the twins.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he wanted to do. He was painting himself red. Vision thought that was like
Yeah.
too far. That was a little racist. I
Fair.
think that's why he
Oh my
didn't get
God.
the job. He
Fair.
said Baby
He took
Yoda
things too
says
far.
there is only one baby in Disney Plus, and it is him. So those twins better be careful.
But they gotta grow up fast.
Yeah, he could get rebuilt because he's a flipping robot. That's a good idea, Nick. So it's not like
Yes.
Yeah.
Paul seems like he's having fun with Marvel. Like he doesn't seem like he's gonna be like,
Yeah.
please.
Mm-hmm.
But
I've loved him for so long. It makes me so happy to see him on my screen every Friday.
guys, folks, remember Elizabeth is gonna be in Doctor Strange, and my theory still is that she is gonna be the antagonist of Doctor Strange.
I definitely agree that
Yes.
it's very likely this could lead into that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe eventually Vision comes back, but I have a feeling like it's not gonna end well.
Don't hurt me.
I'm preparing
I like
myself
it.
for pain.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've pretty much accepted since the first time we saw the news at D23. I was like, pain.
Yeah, you're like, he's dead.
Yeah, as well. So it's good to have low expectations because if it doesn't happen, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm happy.
I agree. That's why I'm blocking out like all of the.
Candace, don't you dare.
She's
I
gonna do
mean,
it.
they're
Yeah.
there. Oh,
There certainly have been storylines in the past where, like, here I am again with more Young Avengers stuff, where Wanda has had to fight her children. So I would not be surprised if this leads into the Doctor Strange film, and Billy and Tommy are involved with America in the film already. We see the first like cook up of the Young Avengers there. So yeah,
Here's a palette
yes,
cleanse.
Wanda.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love that
What
they
are you
included-
wearing?
I love that they included that scene in what like Darcy was watching.
Because
Like,
they know what the people want to see.
they want to see.
We want
Vision
to
getting
get
all
another time.
horny.
We want
Yes.
to hear a horny Paul
Yes.
Bettany.
There you
What do
go.
people want?
I said Vision, Arzu. You said Paul Bettany. There's some
Listen,
lines.
he's watching. He already knows. So I'm not going to hide it anymore.
He knows.
Okay, so I would like to okay, since we got an all girls cast right here, we can talk about shipping because boys are stupid and they don't enjoy this. I'm sorry, they don't get it. I don't know why they don't get it. But okay, so Darcy, I win an archive of our own, and the girl gets around.
Good for
Good
her.
for her.
Wow.
We love that for her.
Yeah.
I really do love
Okay,
that for her.
Steve,
Right.
Bucky, Loki, Clint,
Poor thing.
Jane,
Good for her.
Bruce Banner, Brock Rumlow, who is Crossbones, Bucky / Darcy / Steve. Woo, get it, girl. and
Good
Natasha.
for her. Again.
Those are just the top ones. But in our chat, RZ, Maggie, and Norhall.
Garrett is here to wrong.
Sorry, Garrett.
I think that
You're
men
not
who
like
enjoy
other
shipping
guys.
men who enjoy
You're not
shipping
like
are a little more attractive than other men. You know,
Yes,
True.
they are.
I'll
True.
say that right
It's
there.
very
Yeah.
You can enjoy the nuances of romance with me as easily as you can enjoy like a super gory horror movie. Then like we're gonna work out.
it's gonna work for me, yeah.
It'll work out.
I formally apologize.
Right.
That was a stereotype, and it was sexist and rude, and I should not have done it.
Being into shipping is hot, guys.
But it's
Yeah.
it's been a bit of a
Oh,
rough week
yeah.
for us, Candace. We've had a lot of men forcing their opinions on us.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
yeah.
it was coming from a place of frustration. We understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Our bicycle, our beloved bicycle.
yes, Maggie and Arzu and
Yeah.
Norhall have a new ship.
We do.
I don't know if Tori
Yeah.
and Kat agree, but please talk, please.
Totally.
So Jimmy and Darcy.
Yes. We were
Yeah.
there. They had good banter. That's all that matters to me.
The
Exactly.
foundation
Yeah.
on which we have built
They
this.
were in the same scene together. That's all that counts. Actually, Darcy's most possible ship on Archive of Our Own is Captain America, Steve Rogers. She's never even been in. No, she has been in a movie. Well, no, that's Loki as Captain America. Never mind. She has not even been in the same movie as.
So we've got that going for us. They have shared a scene.
Well, amazing
They talked about
scenes.
Lauren.
It was nomad, you know.
I loved going on Twitter this morning, and I saw like multiple people talking about all of the new ships that they got. It all centered around Darcy, and I was just like, some things never change.
Good for her.
I love it. I love that.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love Darcy because I can like vicariously live through her. It's really nice.
Yeah,
I have
definitely read
shipped
some
with
Darcy
Len.
Loki.
I'm gonna be reading some Darcy Loki fanfiction this weekend.
No, I have shipped with much less. I like back in the first season
A
of
little
Mandalorian
Jimmy, yes.
She can
Yeah.
give him a little Jimmy.
when those boots walked up to Fennec, I was like, that's Cobb Vanth and they're gonna kiss. And so
And now it's Boba Fett, and they're gonna kiss.
Yeah, they are.
Exactly.
Okay.
Boba Fett.
and Cobb Vanth will kiss
That's- I don't
everyone.
want to walk down
Yes.
right now.
Yes, but can he
Yes.
kiss me first?
I hope so. I hope so for you.
I only have a cardboard cutout to keep me warm at night.
Oh,
Yep, there
See,
they are.
I'm invested. There you go.
We're
I just want to see them happy. You know,
I just want everyone to be happy.
yeah, I want
Yes.
everyone to be happy and smooching.
Aw.
He does respect her and call her doctor.
He's
says,
the
"Good
only
job."
one there who calls her doctor.
Yeah, and he's
Oh my
really
god,
kind and
Arzu's really into this.
he's really kind, and he's like, "Wow, that was a great idea. Like, thanks." Like, he's really nice. Which is like, I mean, the bar is the floor, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like
Men,
the
but-
bare minimum.
But Candace, you know very well how I weave something out of absolutely nothing. So he's the only one there who calls her doctor.
It's a good
enough
trio
for me.
dynamic with at least one ship. You know, like
There are literally thousands of Darcy and Steve fan fictions. So
Look,
You
I'm
can
just
do
saying,
more.
That is wild. I've never partaken in
Wow.
that.
I'm okay with
I
a
think I-
Monica, Jimmy, Darcy trio ship. I'm here for it. Let's do it.
I'm about it. I feel
Monica
like
and
Darcy
Jimmy
would
will.
be very into it.
I agree.
Okay,
I love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's abandoned bicycle. Yeah, I was talking to Alice about that. She's
Random
like,
bicycle.
it's really like it's not a good term, but she is.
No, Ray is the fandom bicycle in Star Wars. She
Yeah,
shipped
Herm-
with them.
Obi-Wan was.
And then
Hermione and Harry Potter.
Obi-Wan is too.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's.
He gets around too.
I mean, he gets around in real life.
Yes.
And not in canon too,
Good for
not
him.
real life.
I've been
Good
called
for
out.
all my fandom bicycles who might also be asexual. You know what? Your viewing of the character is what's valid to your enjoyment.
Exactly.
You know, if you see Darcy as asexual, then she is asexual. Okay, that's how I see it, and I respect you.
Yeah, it was random when she made out with her intern.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like she could have done better.
Yeah.
Oh,
little bit.
yes. She was picking up in Thor Dark World. Yes.
Yeah. It's like, oh, him? Okay.
I was
I
like,
think maybe we could even argue that she was just like, okay, life and death situation. This is what you do. I saw Jane and Thor do it. You know.
I feel like she could definitely have that point of view. Yeah, like
I love that for her.
I'm basically in a movie right now. I guess
I
I
learned
Might
it from
as well.
I learned it from watching you.
Hey, she learned astrophysics from watching Jane. What else did she learn? Okay,
Exactly.
so
First guy and just okay.
any more shipping
There you go.
talk or any more predictions?
Yes.
So I don't know how often this has come up, but like I'm really excited to see what involvement like Nicholas Scratch might have in the next like
Yes.
2 episodes or something, because he keeps getting hinted at, like Senior Scratchy, and like there was something else that was
There
like,
was another. Oh God.
yeah. So I'm really hoping that like we see this show. I think even though it's going to be really short, it's going to open like 12 or 14 doors into the new phase. So
I
yeah.
super agree.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it Agnes calling Ralph a devil or a demon? He's like, there was something like very
Oh,
overt. Yeah, devil's in the
Dottie,
details.
Dottie
She
says
says
the
to
devil's
Dottie,
in the
yeah.
details, and then
That's
Agnes
not
says,
the
Yeah,
other place he
there was some
is.
Yeah.
details.
I have a note. This is just a thought. I'm intrigued by, I think, definitely connections to Doctor Strange. I've heard it thrown about a lot, like a reverse House of M situation where, you know,
Mhm.
Wanda's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Who's to say she can't just give a bunch of people powers and then we have mutants? But I'm interested to see, and maybe we saw it happen this episode and we just don't know about it yet. Kind of, you know, in the comics, Monica has powers.
Oh.
So is this going to be a way in which Monica, maybe we see her get her powers in this season at some
Oh.
point?
Ooh.
That's a good point.
Very
Tracy
into
asked in the preview, who is a mysterious shadow coming from the barrier?
yes, I was
Yeah.
Great point.
I was looking at that because I thought it was Wanda, but it looks like they're carrying something.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I mean, it might just be a coat blowing in the wind, but it genuinely looks like something is being carried at their side. So
Oh,
that's
Mark
what
has
I
a really good prediction. The radiation will spread across
Yeah.
New Jersey, causing comma.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing with radiation as well. Maybe the radiation is a cause of
Yeah,
powers for people.
like Darcy says, it's starting to.
Yeah.
It could become dangerous,
Mhm.
which is like
That's
how
also a prediction.
majority of people get their superpowers is by some science happening.
Love it.
Born cursed or
I love it.
science problem.
I know. Yeah.
Or it could be like Tori was
And maybe
saying, like the
mutants.
reverse House of M. Yeah,
Mhm.
like she's like, well, you know what? Everyone's making a big deal. Like I have powers. Why doesn't the rest of the world have powers?
Yeah.
So
Or it
I'm
could
not
just
alone.
be whatever she's going through. She's clearly being, well, maybe she's being manipulated. I think she's being manipulated. Maybe it's just another losing control situation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, that would be
everyone,
fantastic.
Yeah. Tell us where Arzu. Where can people find you online?
Okay, so online you can find me on Twitter. I'm at Arzu Amin. You can find me at my website, arzud2.com. And then you can also find me podcasting with Candace on the Geeky Waffle, and I write for the blog there as well.
And I'm Maggie. You can find me on Twitter at Maggie of the Town. And then I'm the managing editor of entertainment over at Your Money Geek. And I do reviews of WandaVision every Friday and a lot of other stuff. Lots of Star Wars.
That's like all of
Awesome.
us.
Okay, well, I'm Nor. Yes, I'm Nurhal. You can find me on Twitter. Oh crap! Is this side? Sorry, Nurhal, and I also collab on several sites. So talking as well about Star Wars and several other things. So you can find me there.
Sweet. I'm Katrina. You can also find me on Twitter or anywhere if you look for Oh Katrina online. I'm managing all the cool social channels over at MWI Interactive where we publish awesome games. And I'm also the co-host, again, of Ito Banta Tambien, Star Wars and pop culture podcast from a Latinx point of view, and the all-new Pascal Pod, Padro Pascal.
Padro Pascal. That's the one.
Yeah,
Trito.
go follow us at I believe we're at Pascal Pod. So very exciting. We'll be kicking off in a week and a half.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Lovely.
I'm Tori Fox. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram under at the Mandatorian. So that's Mandalorian with the T for the L. And then my shop is Creature Cartel. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Creature Cartel. So,
Awesome. So thank you all for joining us, and I can't wait for episode 5.